Jullie hebben heel hard geschreven. Dank daarvoor. Het aardige is wel dat we die docent van de toekomst, maar ook de opleiding van de toekomst en het curriculum van de toekomst, die is er al lang. Namelijk, die zit hier. En Marc van Roon is een van die docenten van de toekomst, wat mij betreft. En ook de manier waarop hij onderwijs geeft, juist binnen een toch redelijk traditioneel bolwerk als conservatorium. Eigenlijk waar we mee willen afsluiten is dat Marc daar iets over vertelt samen met zijn studenten. Dat moet in het Engels, want de studenten zijn niet uit Nederland. Jij zal er iets over vertellen. Vervolgens eindigen we met muziek. En dat zie je zo direct wel. Marc.
Zal ik dat zo doen of zal ik een stokje? Ja.
Pak even die andere.
Tess, ja. Daar zit iemand heel erg zijn best te doen. De hele dag. Waarvoor dank. Ja, dankjewel Hein voor die prachtige woorden. I probably need to switch to English, as Hein said. Thank you for the beautiful words. I'm definitely not the teacher of the future. That's
Come on.
I know you're all very disappointed now. But I'm very much feel connected to those of us in our society that are searching for patterns in this random chicken soup of education, patterns to hold on to. And as a jazz musician and improvising musician, that's a theme in my life. How can I play, and what are the patterns in this chaotic business of sound and rhythm and funkiness and grooves and all that. But interestingly, conservatories is part of my professional life. The conservatories in the Netherlands, the music conservatories, and mostly jazz departments. And as the word says, it's very conservative. It's very 19th century. It's very much the place where Newton could walk in any moment. It's the mechanic, it's all of that. And you know, it has to do, I think, I don't know the answer, but it has to do a little bit with music, education, music practice, the master and the disciple. I've been just talking about it in the break. It's a very strong pattern in the music world. The craftsmanship, the craft of music is to become the star, at least in the 19th century. And even that is changing. In our idea, our concept of the musician is changing. The role of the musician in society is changing. Very clearly. And there has been a little bit of research done about what is the role of the professional musician. And it came out that it's not only to be a star, to be a performer, to be a prima donna, but it's these days with crumbling systems like music industry, CD market, artist managers, and all that disappearing, or at least changing, transforming into something else, the roles becoming more like performer / communicator / innovator / connector to various contexts. And being a little bit of not a researcher, but having a research attitude in how can I adapt to changing environments, being a professional musician? How can I respond? That kind of entrepreneurial attitude has become not only, as we say in Dutch, een noodzakelijk kwaad, necessary evil, but it has become very much an integral part of being a professional musician. And I find that fascinating because that is a whole different ballgame. And what amazes me is that a lot of jazz musicians in this transformation process, in the conservatories, behave like the most classical thinking, holding on to structure that you can find. I would expect that they would be the people innovating and helping us to new shapes and new forms, but they're not. They're just as searching as we all are to the forms that might emerge. And what I want to share with you, Leslie, is that I'm part of a master program. I helped to develop that it's a joint master with a various group of schools, music schools, conservatories in Europe. And they have, based on this idea of the different roles of the professional musician of today, they have looked at existing curriculum and they said they don't match, and they have tried to, you know, they did a pretty nice job in developing a curriculum, a master program that helps the professional music students, the master students, with all these roles, the communicator, innovator, the reflective practitioner. And so there's a little bit of a must-know kind of compulsory part of the program. But also, what I like about it is that they've came to realize that we can't educate the students in 2 years for a world that will be totally different in 2 years. So forget about that. So we need to bring them in and help them with a project. It's like the Team Academy approach. So we're helping them when the students come into the conservatory. I'm going to let them speak. We do that based on their own project, and it's called a professional integration project. So we talk about PIP, and that's jargon, that's the discourse. So we say, what's your PIP, and what's her PIP, and his PIP. It's a little funny, but professional integration project. What we do is we help them, we guide them, but it's searching. We help them to be able, in 2 years from now, and for them 1 year from now, to establish, to create the best possible PIP project that they can, related to a societal relevance or some kind of context that they're in. So we have to adapt. It's been, for me, my life since I'm doing this has been a crazy game in trying to adapt to becoming that teacher, and I'm definitely not there yet. And I hear a lot of inspiring things. And one of the things that touched me today was the role of the teacher, because being here realized me that we've been focusing on the roles of the professional musician in becoming the master student, but there hasn't been enough focus on the role of the teacher. We've translated that from the way it is to we can keep doing that. And that's for me the big learning of today, that I can even become better connected with them, better in dialogue and adapt and even be more focused and aware on the different roles. So that's my learning today, that's my plan. But I would love to share a little bit of the projects that they're involved in. So Gara, could you can stay there, just very briefly answer the question. We rehearsed a little question because I thought it was nice, but we didn't rehearse the answer. I told her what I was going to ask. But I would like to ask you if you could share how our master program, which is called the NAIP Music Master, New Audience Innovative Practice, we say NAIP, but how NAIP Master helps you to co-construct a learning environment that helps you to run your project in a year from now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gara, and can I just say something about myself also?
About your project.
Yeah, okay. So again, my name is Gara, and I come from Cyprus. I came up with the website of NAIP, of this master program, and I was first very interested in the way it's constructed. It was very different from all the masters I wanted to apply for. And what was different was that there was so much focus on making you able to listen and to adapt as a musician, but mostly as a human in society. So by entering NAIP, I started thinking of the purpose of being a musician, and I realized that trying to be a better musician makes me also want to be a better human. I'm sure everybody would like that. And so from NAIP, I learned to listen a lot, to be able to express myself clearer, and also adapt very easily in different contexts and in different situations. And in this way, I'm able to put away all the limits we usually put in ourselves. And I try to connect two things I'm interested in my project. which one is my musical skills, to always give more motivation to myself to get better, not because I want to be the best, but just to make, because for me it's challenge, so I like to do that, and also how I see myself in the society. So I decided to do a project in Cyprus, where we have workshops with Cypriot musicians from both sides of Cyprus, the Greek Cypriot and the Turkish Cypriot. And by saying Turkish Cypriot, I mean the north side of the island, which is occupied for 40 years from Turkish army. And there are many attempts to try to create a space within these two communities where they come together, they talk, there's a dialogue, there's listening, compassionate dialogue and stuff. But what I would like to do is to make them, to give them the space where they can meet and decide together what they want to discover as a group, what they want to dream as a group, what they want to design. So we will compose, we will improvise, we will make the music that we think it's representing this situation we're in, and finally show it and present it in a performance. So I'm really excited about being at the last months of the project. And I'm happy to be a part of NAIP because it gives me all these skills and also the entrepreneurship part, as making myself able to speak about the project and find funding for the project and being the manager of everything. So, yeah, this is my project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's clear that I couldn't have imagined being involved with such a beautiful project out there, and it's going to probably be in the summer, your performance there. And so, I mean, organizationally, teachers going there to see your show, it's fantastic. It's a lot of challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. So, very nice to be part of that. Due to time reasons, I would like you to invite, if you're interested in hear about their wonderful projects and final plans and dreams and ideas, please ask them a little later. I can share with you that for most of the students in the program, connection is some kind of a big theme. Connection of styles, connection of people, connection of context, connection of worlds. So that seems to be an emergent theme in the variety of programs. But we'll be here and you can talk to us a little later on. We'd like to do one last thing, right?
Please.
As a gift from the music to you all, yes.
Yeah, you can keep it. What we would like to do is that we have all these signs over here and all these notices, and we would like to stick, so we change a bit, we would like to stick to this one. And what we are going to do is, at least what we are going to try, is that they will play what's over here. So the teacher of the future, how does he or she sound? What is the color, what is the music that comes out of this? They will start, they are improvisers, they are jazz musicians, so they always improvise. But it might be that they didn't read everything that's over here, and that it is not really, it's not really the essence of what's over here. So I'll read a few out loud. So then you can, I'll do it in English. So then you can intervene, and then you, for example, you can say it should be a bit slower, or faster, or louder, or whatever. Yeah, so there is some interaction in it. First, they will start. I'll read out a few, and then they will play, and then you can intervene, maybe do it a bit faster. But we must agree on it that in the end, this is really the sound of the teacher of the future. So change as well outside of the box. So I'll read a few out and they start to play, and then it will change. Change starts out of the box. That's too difficult for me. Keep open, even as a teacher, you don't know everything yourself. Someone, that's the same, who is open to what what are the students, the pupils, what they find important. Involve students and pupils in education. Passion for education should be there. You need teachers who are able to connect at a deep level with their students and pupils. Somebody who knows what he's talking about and who has really skills in teaching. Now, let's start there. It's up to you. Have fun. I don't think so. Please.
Yeah, that's the thing with music. You can tune into some kind of soothing thing. But if we use it as the experimental little action research thing we have going on here, how music can represent your wonderful ideas of the teacher of the future, what could be different? Help us out.
Upside down.
It needs to be upside down. Wow, that's very yes. What else?
Maybe less gloomy, because
Less
the future
gloomy.
is more bright.
More bright.
I think
I want to have different instruments. That sometimes together and sometimes apart.
The dialogue.
Yeah, dialogue, different kind of child and children.
What else?
less hasty.
Less hasty.
Yeah, more silent.
It's quite strong.
I love the remark about slowing down.
Positive.
Positive.
Yes.
Okay.
Maar ook wat dissonant.
But the dissonance here and there.
Maybe we should try something.
All this together. Can we do it?
spiral. But music should also like, you know, it starts with one thing and then it spirals in multi-directions. You know,
It's a beautiful.
like a big wave. Yeah. In the beginning it's a tiny seed, it's a spiral in form which will connect to other forms and then it will multiply itself. Like a seed to a big wave.
That's nice.
So go ahead.
We are from the art school, so that's art and teaching.
Yeah, there's so many magical things that I still don't understand.
Or the infinite sign. There's an infinite sign sort of a flag. And it's like, yeah, how I speak with the air like this, and then yeah, then it's
Infinity sign.
infinite sign, and that's more like that. When you learn most people give back.
You are tired.
We don't understand. Okay.
What could, there's a nice idea emerging that is because one of the ideas that we sometimes talk about, actually a lot of times, is that musicianship, the musical genius playing with rhythm, playing with harmony, playing with melody, is not only including us, excluding you. It's an inclusion thing. It's something that is very close to my heart because where I grew up in my family, although a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, I grew up with the idea that life is needs to be taken serious because a lot of things can go wrong, basically. So I needed to prepare. There were always schemes and strategies. And then I discovered jazz, which was about play. And it was about exploration and improvisation. So all the music you hear us do today was improvised, emerged in the moment from the connection, from the interplay. Fascinating process. And I would love to end where we all are part of that, where we all can contribute, can connect, can belong to the great same creative energy that creates sound and rhythm, that we can somehow connect and find the patterns. And so if you have maybe some keys, it's an instrument. You have the keys of your car can be a music instrument. If you have an old car, plastic. You have a voice. My car keys are very If you have a voice, it's an instrument. If you have 2 credit cards, it can be an instrument. You don't want to break them. So we want to do.
Yes. So we will do a last. You already started, which is fine. So beautiful. So we will do a last improvisation where your input is your input, your sound. It can be a voice. Don't forget the voice. The Dutch creative community is not so voicey. I come in other countries and they have singing in schools. That's another conversation we can have about music and lessons and singing in the schools. But use your voice, use your body. There's all these beautiful sounds to make and use the toys you have already found and discovered. So a 30-minute improvisation around the theme of the teacher of the future, the sound of teaching in the future. And maybe the sound of the curriculum of the teacher teaching in the future. It's an improvisation. Here we go. Thank you. song, but make it a little louder. Let me hear you. A little louder. Yep. 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 And can you stand up and find a movement that goes with this? Kunnen jullie opstaan en een beweging, een kleine beweging zoeken die past bij wat je zingt en speelt. Kleine beweging. Iets swingends, iets speels. A little playful. Yeah? En nou alleen de stem. Only the voices. Only the voices. It's so beautiful. Just make sure you can hear each other. Hear everybody's voice. It's a beautiful song emerging. A little louder. A little softer. A little softer. And make it so soft. Make it so small. Make the movement even smaller. Keep singing. Keep the song. But bring the song and the dance inside. Nothing external, just inside. We won't hear a thing. We won't see a thing. And yet there is a song. Still there. Keep the song. Hou het lied in je voor de rest van de dag. Kijk of het lukt. Het is een lied waarmee we allemaal verbonden zijn. Nu. Verbonden in zo'n lied. Je kan het niet zien, je kan het niet pakken, je kan het niet horen, maar het is er wel. Voor mij altijd een magie. Een mooi moment. Dus kijk heel even om je heen en kijk aan alle andere orkestleden die nu verbonden zijn met jou in lied en dans. Je hoort het niet en je ziet het niet, maar je weet het wel, je voelt het. Mijn uitnodiging, onze uitnodiging, our invitation to you is keep this song. Hou dit lied van binnen. Kijk of je het vast kan houden zo lang mogelijk. Want dat is iets wat je allemaal mee kan nemen. In je auto, naar je huis, naar de borrel straks, in het gesprek. Kijk hoe lang het kan blijven. Dit is van jullie, voor jullie. Dankjewel dat wij deel uit mochten maken van jullie orkest. Heerlijke dag, veel geleerd, veel ideeën, veel gevoeld, mooi. En ik geef het laatste woord aan Hein. Dank jullie wel.